Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into Donald Trump's proposal to reintroduce tariffs as part of his 2024 campaign. We'll examine what this could mean for the economy, American jobs, and even prices at the checkout. Whether you're for or against it, Trump's tariff proposal has big implications. Let's break down the data, the reasoning, and the potential effects to understand what's really at stake. Trump's 2024 platform includes re-implementing and expanding tariffs, specifically targeting countries he considers unfair trading partners with a particular focus on China. He's proposing a new universal tariff that could apply to all imports with potential rates as high as 10% across the board. The goal? To incentivize companies to bring production back to the US and reduce reliance on foreign imports. Tariffs are taxes on imported goods. The idea behind Trump's proposed universal tariffs is to increase the price of imports, theoretically encouraging American-made products by making foreign goods less competitive. But tariffs also have ripple effects, so let's look at how they've impacted the economy in the past and how they might play out this time. To understand what might happen if Trump reintroduces these tariffs, let's look at what happened the last time he implemented similar policies. Between 2018 and 2019, the Trump administration imposed tariffs on over $360 billion worth of Chinese goods. Here's some of the effects from then which can give us clues about what to expect. The tariffs aimed to boost US manufacturing, and there was some positive impact. For example, the manufacturing sector added around 473,000 jobs between 2017 and 2019, partially due to these trade protections. However, the long-term effect wasn't as strong as anticipated. A Federal Reserve study found that while some industries benefited, others faced increased costs that hurt productivity. While tariffs might protect certain jobs, they also tend to raise consumer prices. In 2019 alone, a National Bureau of Economic Research study estimated that the tariffs cost the average US household $831 per year. With prices already high in 2024, adding universal tariffs could lead to a similar or even bigger spike in living costs for everyday items, from electronics to clothes to groceries. The trade war with China resulted in retaliatory tariffs that affected US exports. By some estimates, these tariffs reduced US GDP growth by 0.3% by 2019. The World Bank warned that a prolonged tariff war could decrease global GDP by as much as $1.4 trillion. These numbers matter because they show that tariffs, while helpful in certain ways, can also weigh on the overall economy. So what would a 2024 tariff plan mean? Let's break down the potential impact across three key areas: jobs, consumer prices, and global trade relationships. Trump's main argument is that tariffs will boost US manufacturing. Research supports that tariffs can initially protect certain industries, potentially creating jobs in specific sectors. However, jobs related to imported goods, such as retail and logistics, could be affected. A study from the Peterson Institute showed that US tariffs on imports were responsible for 75,000 fewer jobs than anticipated in 2019. So, while tariffs may bring some manufacturing jobs back, it's unclear if they would generate net job gains across the economy. And with automation increasing, even manufacturing jobs might not rebound as much as intended. A big concern with tariffs is inflation. A 10% universal tariff would impact the prices of many imported goods, raising costs for both businesses and consumers. The American Action Forum estimated that Trump's 2018 tariffs increased US prices by around 0.5%. Given that inflation is still high in 2024, a new tariff could drive up prices even further. If we look at the numbers, a study by the Tax Foundation found that tariffs implemented by Trump's administration reduced the average after-tax income of US households by $1,277 in 2019. Reintroducing tariffs could have a similar or greater impact, depending on the scale and scope of the new tariffs. Trump's tariff policies could also strain international relationships, especially with China and other major trading partners. The tariffs imposed on China in 2018 led to China imposing its own tariffs on US exports, including agricultural goods like soybeans. US farmers lost an estimated $10 billion in sales, and it required significant government aid to offset the losses. In 2024, we're even more integrated into global supply chains. With universal tariffs, industries that rely on foreign materials, like tech and automotive, could face increased production costs. Experts warn this could slow down American innovation and lead to more supply chain disruptions. Who wins and who loses with tariffs? So, who would actually benefit from these tariffs and who might lose out? Let's break it down. US industries that compete directly with imports, like steel and aluminum, would likely benefit as tariffs make foreign competitors more expensive. Certain job sectors tied to domestic production could also see a boost. On the flip side, companies that rely heavily on imported materials would likely struggle with increased costs, and ultimately, consumers could face higher prices on everyday goods. With household budgets already stretched, these tariffs could hit low- and middle-income Americans the hardest. Trump's tariff proposal also has political dimensions. For his base, the message is clear: he's putting American jobs and industries first. But it's also a risky move, especially given the potential economic downsides. Swing voters in key states may be wary if they think tariffs will make everyday life more expensive. Historically, polls have shown a mixed response to tariffs. While many Americans agree with protecting domestic industries, only about 42% supported tariffs in a 2019 Pew survey, when they realized it would increase prices on consumer goods. This ambivalence suggests that while tariffs are popular with Trump's base, they might be a tougher sell for undecided voters. So, what do economists and experts think? Most experts caution that blanket tariffs, especially at a universal rate, are likely to hurt the broader economy more than they help. Alternatives like targeted tariffs or incentives for specific industries could provide support without the broad economic drawbacks. Some economists recommend trade deals and tax breaks for American companies that keep production in the US as a less disruptive alternative to tariffs. This approach can encourage local growth without increasing costs for consumers as drastically. So, where does all this leave us? Trump's tariff proposal has clear goals to boost American manufacturing and reduce reliance on imports. But the data from 2018 to 2019 suggests that while tariffs can benefit certain industries, they can also lead to higher consumer prices, lost jobs in other sectors, and strained trade relationships. As we approach the 2024 election, it's important to weigh these pros and cons. Tariffs could potentially help some parts of the economy, but they also risk slowing growth and impacting consumer prices. Let us know what you think in the comments. Are tariffs a price worth paying for more domestic jobs, or is there a better way to strengthen America's economy? Subscribe for more economic and political analysis.